Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to 91, episode 91. I am Scott.
I'm Joaquin.
And today it's Paradise Lost. Alright, we have excellent lighting. It looks wonderful. So, last time you saw us, we were in a beautiful tropical island, and now the concrete jungle of Osaka.
In the heart of Osaka, at a karaoke parlor, so, well, yeah, you know.
Because it's easier to get a space here to be able to record than it is just anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're back. We got the thing. Thanks for everybody, all 60 of you who have downloaded the other show, and we'll keep this going. The schedule's going to be a little erratic for a little while, but you know we'll get some stuff up for sure.
So Scott, tell me.
Yeah.
Post Bali.
Post Bali. Yeah.
We're about 4 or 5 weeks out.
Yep.
How's your practice changed? What have you been up to?
Holy cow. Yeah, it hasn't changed that much lately. Because the semester in Japan starts in April, right? And so it's been trying to figure out what these kids can do, what the students can do, what I'm going to be able to do for the year, and based on the syllabus and stuff like that I've got set up. It's a pedagogy class, and so I'm a little limited with what I can do. How about you?
One new wrinkle in my schedule this year is the writing center coordinator.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
So I've kind of been exploring that, and when I saw the model we have, it's okay. Like we have in person, and we also have an online system. And,
oh wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of resources, and when I was looking at the online system, we have a pretty impressive reservation. We use this thing called Super SAS.
Okay.
And it's easy for the students to make a reservation, and
they're really happy about it.
Yeah.
You hear them cheer?
They love it. We have fans outside the room, and then we also have an online writing center, and so you could be anywhere in the world.
Oh, that's awesome.
As long as you're a Kanda student and submit your paper. And that is okay. I think we can grow a little there because basically it's students sending in Word documents.
Right.
And we're giving comments through Word documents. So it's a bit, it has a 1990s feel to it.
Yeah, we just put a writing center together, I want to say last fall at school, and I haven't sent any of my students because I really don't know what happens in writing centers. What happens in writing centers?
Well, I think what most people think what happens at writing centers is that you go in and somebody's going to fix your paper. And that's not what happens at our writing center. Okay.
I think that's probably true for most. I think that's generally the stereotype. You bring the paper in, some foreign guy or girl is sitting on the other side of the table, takes your paper, goes through, gives you the corrections, and hands you the marked up sheet. I think that's pretty much what everybody has in mind.
Exactly. We're not an editing service. We're not here to fix the paper. We're there to improve the writer and not the writing necessarily.
I see. What kind of stuff do you focus on?
There's a bunch of, so basically when a student submits something or comes to the writing center, to get the process started, they have to sort of choose from a bunch of categories that they want the tutor to focus on. So it's either grammar, structure, content, or something else that they want to talk about.
Okay.
But those are the 3 main categories.
Okay.
And so after they pick the category, they focus on a particular question about the paper.
Okay.
So that way it gets them to zero in on something that they want to improve upon.
Right.
And not just say, come here,
fix it.
please.
Yeah.
I want an A. Fix it. Yeah, exactly.
You mean like the professors do to me?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's a bit unfair.
I'm not casting any stones. I'm just saying.
Oh, you mean they come to you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here's some paper. Fix it.
Oh.
Yeah. And.
Yeah.
Hi.
We're not going to mention any names.
No, we are not. Theoretically, allegedly, they come to do that. Allegedly. That means allegedly. Look it up. Yeah. So at a writing center, I bring a paper in and said, all right, I want to really work on the grammar for this.
Yeah.
On this paper. What would be the next step?
So in our particular case, we have like a set of questions. Like,
right.
Do you want to focus on articles? Do you want to focus on subject verb agreements?
Okay.
And generally, we let the student pick 2 questions because they have only 15 minutes to sort of focus on a particular area.
Oh, so 15 minutes, like from beginning of the
session
appointment to the end.
Online as well as 15 minutes.
I'm so totally doing that.
Yeah, you got
awesome. You have 15 minutes of my yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, you know, you have to be strict, and also it trains a student to understand that okay, within these 15 minutes, it's going to be really focused on this particular area, and then if I want something else, you make another
new appointment.
Right. Exactly.
Now, could a student, in theory, try to game the system and be like, all right, so I know I'm going to need 2 appointments in a row.
Yeah.
Can they do that?
Sure.
Oh, really?
Sure.
They plan that far ahead?
They'd have to book separately.
Right.
And yeah, there'd be like some, the standard opening and closing, which would be a little weird, but a student who's like on his game,
right,
on his or her game, could totally do that.
Yeah. Okay. Would it be something that you wouldn't allow? Do you allow students to, at the time, say, all right, we got 3 minutes left. I want another session. Is the next session available?
I think generally, like for the face-to-face, if that were to happen, I think most teachers would go, okay. Like if they see that they're free and there's another area. This is at their discretion.
Right.
But generally, we try to
not do that. Yeah. Because you don't want to. You don't want to bring it in.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So actually, I did attend this JOLT session in Tokyo at Sophia University where Gene Thompson started a writing center at Rikyo. And it was really interesting because he's starting from the ground up and he's talking about that, and everyone's sort of sharing stories about their effort to really get the word out to all the teachers that it's here to fix the writer or improve the writer, not fix the writing necessarily.
Right.
So he's giving some tips about that, and I think one tip that I really took home is, if you really want to hammer that home, make sure you tell the teachers who are teaching the writing classes.
Yeah.
Make sure that they don't say, go to the writing center, they're going to fix it.
Yeah. That's important, because as a writing teacher, better them than me.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because I don't want you sitting in my office taking up my time for an hour and a half, because they've done that too.
You got to get the word out right. So he was talking about that. Another thing, which I really got excited about, this new cloud-based service called Language Cloud.
Language Cloud. That one I think I've heard of, but I haven't checked it out.
Language Cloud. So it's basically a cloud-based writing service. And the 2 owners or the 2 developers actually are in Japan now. So the developers, the CEOs, the really smart guys who can do a lot of cool stuff with code, actually are in Odaiba.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they were there and they're showing their product. What's really cool is it's a all-in-one environment. So students submit stuff, the writing tutor can check. They can like drag and drop tags on the text, like grammar or conversation, whatever. Looks like it has a lot of potential.
Oh, that's awesome. So are you guys using that one or not?
No, but I mean, at this point, I just want to move from, all right, I'm going to attach a Word doc.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to do view comments. It just feels too old school.
It's painful.
It is, right?
Painful, yeah,
so this might be a really nice solution. So definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I think the writing centers are really an important development in Japan in particular, and it's a little surprising on both ends, right? So it's surprising that it hasn't been done before, but it's surprising also that it was actually able to be done. You know what I mean? It should have been done 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
But I could see how, I mean, having been here 10 years ago, I wouldn't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to, I still, you know, as you can tell, don't have I only have like a light grasp of what's supposed to go on and how to fix it, right? And how to give the students advice. But the other thing is, the Japanese expectation seems like it would be fix it all.
Yeah.
Right? And so, do you get any pushback with that, with your center? Or
well,
how long has your center been around?
It's probably been around, gosh, I'd say at least 10 years. But from what I've heard, like, yeah, when they started out, people thought it was an editing center, and actually professors would come to have their dissertations checked, and that wasn't really flying well. I think the fact that it's in the self-access center at our university sort of helped this idea that, you know, it's there to really help the individual writer, not necessarily the writing. And I think, you know, it just took years of drilling people into like, we'll do this, but we won't do this. And so they made that very clear. But it's true, you know, it does take a lot of resources for sure for it to be done properly. So
resources and time. Do you have foreign exchange students working in the center too, or is it only teachers?
Only teachers, but Gene was talking about how they actually hire some exchange students to. I think the majority of tutors are exchange students, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool use of their time, you know.
Our school hires exchange students as well.
For students who go to the writing center, do you think it overall has improved the writing of the students, you know, over at your
from what I've seen, there's been, I mean, it's not night and day, it's definitely a process. And so I know a lot of times people think, oh, magic's going to happen now. And they're going to come back after a 15-minute session and they'll be fixed, and now they'll write well. And I think that it's a cultural expectation, not to beat the horse too hard, but it's a little bit of a cultural expectation that, oh, okay, now you've gone and done the lesson, now you should know everything in the lesson. But as I understand writing centers, that's not the way they work. It's, here's some stuff for you to work on, now you got to go work on it. Now, that's the way I run my classes. I'm like, here's some information, put it in your brain, chew on it a little bit, and then we're going to talk about it. And then I'm not going to give you a test on it, we're going to talk about it. And by talking about it, that's the assessment. Right? It's not, I don't care if you can write it down at the end of the semester. That's not my goal, which has caused problems for me in the past. But no, I think that the students currently, because ours is only 2 years old, so we haven't been able to put as many students over there as they want and as we want, because people, again, have the wrong idea about what it is. And trying to get Writing Center, trying to get the idea what the point for the students is, what they get out of it. And I think it's a valuable thing. I think that definitely, you know, it definitely helps them.
You know, maybe the problem is the name Writing Center.
I think that's part of it. I think that if you called it a writing consultation center, you might be able to dodge some of the traditional issues.
The writing gym.
That would be actually that kind of flip on it would be
writing training.
Yeah. So the thing though is with now writing training, now the gym thing is a good idea, but if you can figure out another way to say writing without saying writing, because once you hear writing, they're gonna fix shit, right? And so
editing center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, editing centers are expensive. If you want me to run one, I will, but bring your big bag of cash.
Dude, I'm gonna hire an editor. How great would a personal editor? It's like, okay, send my email, but before that goes to an editor. I'd avoid so much trouble. Oh, do you really want to say that? So what else has been going on?
So I have a couple projects, but most of them I can't talk about on the air right now.
Okay. Can you give us a little flavor?
There's a programming project that I want to do that deals with faculty development for our school, and the clock is ticking, by the way. If our school decides they don't want to support the project, then I'm going to push it out. I'm going to take it out and see if I can get it funded somewhere else. I can't do it. Otherwise, I'd sit down and program it.
Programming, iOS programming.
Ideally, iOS, I think, is the right way to go with it, and that because a lot of teachers have iPads, and I think that this program would work well on iPads. And in about a month, I'll be able to talk about it more because my school will have made a decision. Once they've made a decision, then I'll either know I have the money or not. And if I have the money, then I can talk about it because I don't have to worry about it. And if I don't have the money, then I'll be asking for some. So, it's a faculty development tool that I think most schools in Japan, once they see it, would be like, oh yeah, that would be useful.
You need that.
Yeah, that would be useful. And so, TikTok, baby, because...
Well, it speaks to this growing market for iPad native apps, iPad native textbooks, iPad native materials.
Yep.
There's a growing interest at my workplace in particular for digital textbooks because they're thinking about going completely iPad.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Before they do that, there's a couple of key things that you need to do.
Yeah, you need to make sure you
need to have the materials right, and if teachers are making the materials, you need to train them.
Yeah.
And as a result, there's been a lot of interest in iBooks Author too.
Yeah.
Which I think is a fantastic tool.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be doing some workshops at my school for it.
Oh, nice.
But because in the fall, my class is going to be doing a textbook project, and so we're going to be putting together a textbook, and I'm going to be editing it and compiling it into iBooks Author, and then we're going to push some envelopes and see what happens.
I think the really exciting thing about iBooks Author, and I guess tablet textbooks in general, is just sort of like people are thinking the first big mistake that they have is like, oh, I have these Word documents. iBooks Author can import Word. I'm just going to import all my Word.
Yeah.
No. That's
Doesn't
a
work.
big mistake. Yeah, because it's like you're transferring something that worked for paper technology into something that's like digital tablet. You're importing like an old way onto something that's completely new.
Yep. And the Word format breaks.
Yeah. It just looks terrible.
It doesn't work well with the iBooks Author stuff. But you can go from iBooks Author out to an EPUB, and those look okay, but you lose a lot of the interactivity stuff with it. So that's very disappointing. But so the iBooks Author thing is very exciting. I put in my thing for JALT is an iBooks Author workshop.
Oh, really?
Presentation.
Ooh, I will definitely be there.
And Duarte is going to be hopefully coming for JALT Kobe. So if you're in the Kobe area in Japan in the fall, what is it, October?
I think it's in October, yeah.
Yeah, so stop by. We'll have a huge education thing. So get off your butts and get over here. And yeah, so he'll be, in theory, if we can get his project done, he'll be coming over. He's at U Delaware right now. And do you have one in?
No, but I will be attending.
Okay, good. So you'll be there, I'll be there. And we'll be talking to as many people as we can, doing some interviews. I'm not sure if Nation is going to be there for that one or not. Seems like he would be. And I think I could get him to sit down with me for a few minutes. Hopefully he's not too much. He's my professor this semester, so.
Yeah?
I owe him some work, but it's no big deal. It's done. I just got to send it to him. It's done. Professor Nation is done. I promise.
This is it's sitting at the professional interview.
Exactly. Yeah. What he said. That's where it is. Exactly. But I think we're going to wrap it up. So things to look forward for in the future. You're definitely going to be wanting to mark out your calendars for JALT in Kobe in the fall. JALT Call is at Shinshu University in June.
I believe it's in June.
And I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to go to Shinshu or not because it's evidently in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be nice. One of the dudes was from Shinshu. One of the Japan people, yeah. So that's coming up. What else is coming up in Japan? I'm not sure, but yeah. So it's exciting. Next time I want to have him talk about some of the iPad stuff that he's done, and I will have very interesting and informative information.
As usual.
About something. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
You name it.
So, yeah, so hopefully we'll have the proposal done for the dissertation. Alright, so I think that's going to be it. You can get a hold of me at Scott at Edgycation, SCOTT at EDGYCATION.org. And you can also find me on Twitter at Edgycation.
I prefer Twitter, Waki Sensei at Twitter. I'm sorry, at Waki Sensei. WAKISEN.
Alright, so thank you very much, and we will have another one of these for you very soon in the relative time thing. Yeah, we have. See ya!
Peace.